the Dr. DC podcast. My name is producer Richard, and this is the last week of the podcast.
Hey! Oh no! I chose the wrong emotion.
I wasn't expecting this one.
Whoa!
I was going for sad, but
I'm
bargaining.
I'm committed now.
Okay.
Emotion and voice.
No, we don't need the voice. Doesn't all typically come.
Well,
with
that's fine. It's just a good emotion to have. I'm happy about everything.
Was you just pretending that everything's okay?
I'm not pretending anything. Listen to how genuinely happy I am.
Yeah. I was like, that doesn't sound like you on morphine at all.
Listen, you have some, I'll take it.
Because that was unsettling.
It's good.
This isn't that.
It's good. It's Fanagar, baby.
Yeah, we love...
Oh.
I can't. Tried.
Oh, man, that was
better. Okay,
that was a lot,
yeah. No, that was way too much for you to...
Yeah, that was a lot. It's Fanagar. It's me, Ross.
Hit him up.
Hit him up. Yeah, this is day 3 of these little bonus Jonas episodes that we've got all
bonus Jonas.
A bonus Jonas.
That's a great skit.
And tomorrow is the annual, and then we'll be back with more kind of bonus episodes.
Tomorrow we're going to do it annual?
Hey, listen, it's our birthday, so we're doing annual.
Might be the best joke you've ever made.
It's up there.
It's a good one.
It's pretty good.
I really like it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And of course, not only is this Fanagar, but each week we talk about the weird and wonderful world of DC while fielding questions from listeners like you.
Yeah, baby.
That's what this podcast is about.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
If it's been ill-defined to
for
this
7 years.
Now we'll set some parameters.
It's probably time that we said something.
We should probably put some guardrails on this thing. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. Could you imagine if we put stuff out without a plan?
Yeah.
Or any sort of restriction?
I would never do that.
Yeah. What if we just sat down and just started doing stuff? That would be a lot to listen to.
Yeah. And then when we were finished, we then just put it out.
Yeah,
that would be crazy. We wouldn't do that.
Yeah. No, we definitely do this in advance. There's editing time.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
We definitely have never recorded the day it was supposed to come out, let alone late.
We're always nicely in frame when we do a video episode.
Doesn't make it awkward to put images over it, that's for sure. Good, even. I would say it's good.
We're so bad at this. It's been 7 years.
Yeah, you'd think it would be an improvement, but it's quite clearly a peak and then a valley.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Now, could you tie that to life events? Who's to say?
Listen, we may never know.
Yeah.
And I'm too happy to think about it.
Maybe there'll be another peak coming up.
I mean, hey, you never know.
Yeah.
I doubt that would be the case.
But who's to say?
Sure.
You residents with your questions, which we're going to now.
Nice.
See? 7 years. I know what I'm doing.
Thank goodness for guardrails.
Except every once in a while, I need to listen to the first episode to remember.
Oh, no.
All right. First question comes over to us from Facebook.
Go and do the face and the book. Go and do the Facebook.
Yes, it comes to us from Kyle Sovi.
Oh, Kyle Sovi.
Oh my God, Kyle, you're so V.
Yeah, sometimes you're no V at all.
And I'm good with that.
Yeah.
V or no V?
Yeah, the doctor said I'm low V.
Which stands...
He asked about how sexually active I was.
Low V.
And then he said, oh, you're low V.
Bro, not nice.
Yeah, bro, I'm going to put you down as low V.
Yeah.
This guy, he's low V.
Yeah, get him. Kyle asks...
Jock doctor.
Yeah, doctor.
Fuck.
7 years, we're still good, yeah.
I mean, that was pretty good. I got no notes.
Kyle asks, who's the dingus called the Shark? And why should we care about him?
The Shark is one of those Earth-based Green Lantern villains.
Oh, okay.
One of Hal's Silver Age Green Lantern villains. The Shark is he's a humanoid shark, but less cool and humanoid looking than King Shark. He sort of just has a shark head, more like.
Oh.
But he has like some psychic ability and stuff like that.
Okay.
And he's like crazy strong and like nigh invulnerable and all these kind of things. Very vicious and things like that. Occasionally a writer tries to do something where like he's a real like violent terror. But like really when you think about it, you kind of go like Green Lantern could take you. The only thing that gives the shark a bit of an edge is that sort of psychic kind of ability that he's got. Is possibly getting in his head or whatever. But like also Green Lantern spent so little time on Earth. The shark, I like to imagine he's just like he's got an alert on his phone where he's like, is Green Lantern around? He's like, oh, and he's like quickly have to like scramble to put his pants on and like get to the surface, and Green Lantern's like up and away. And he's like, no,
Great Lakes.
Damn it. But
so why should somebody care about the shark? You're struggling to give an answer for that?
I might be the wrong person to ask.
Okay. There's no like great arc of the shark.
No. Definitely not. I mean, the only thing that I am sort of just generally pro is coming back to Green Lantern fighting villains on Earth sometimes. Mm-hmm. But like we forget about those characters so quickly. Like even a character like Dr. Polaris, he has magnet powers, like he's Magneto.
Sure, yeah.
Like we don't even use him that much when Green Lantern's not around.
Do you think that they stay away from that because they're like, I know what this guy could do, but we don't want to make another Magneto?
Yeah, I mean maybe, but like personality-wise, he's totally different. Like you could do stuff with Dr. Polaris, and that power makes him scary, like very powerful. But it is funny that we basically just go like, no,
yeah, sure.
Unless Green Lantern's there, and we're like, we should drag some of these characters out again,
sure.
Like even Hector Hammond, like he'll fight Superman, he'll fight like some other thing, but like Dr. Polaris largely kept to the side, the Shark largely kept to the side, Sonar, who we talked about on the like Sonic Powers kind of episode, largely kept to the side. A lot of these like Earthbound Green Lantern characters, we kind of go like, every once in a while a writer will be like, oh yeah, them.
Yeah,
and then otherwise it's like, never mind.
Fair, yeah. And the guy with just the shark head is probably the least of people's concerns.
Totally. Yeah. There's the only thing I could say is like theoretically that is a character that could show up in like he could fight the Titans. There's like surely someone like if you just need them to be beating someone at the start of a story, like the shark should show up somewhere, you would think, or Aquaman's like punching him in the dick or something. Yeah. Like
I do like the idea that he's got a shark head, but not like he can't breathe underwater and can't swim. Like
he is largely a shark, I should say, but King Shark looks less fucked up.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
fair. And King Shark is a shark with like
he's like a demigod, like half shark. Nanaue has like he's basically like a shark god.
Yeah, okay, sure.
The shark is like a mutant shark, basically.
All right, next question, which means we are leaving Facebook and heading on over to Instagram.
Now we're going to Instagram, take some questions and answer them.
First question comes from, and the only question from Instagram is from Robbie's Just This Guy. It's never a thing you want to struggle with, but okay.
I don't have nails. It's hard to open the can.
So you have these giant hands.
Yeah, I got these big ass sausage fingers.
Don't call them sausage fingers. Robbie's Just This Guy asks, how do superheroes deal with fighting radioactive villains? With the teeth falling out and all the cancers? Also, does radiation give soups a boost?
Yeah, it's funny. Like sometimes I think, depending on the story, sometimes we're hyper aware of the radiation that some of these characters give off. Like,
I remember in the Flash TV show, there was a good episode with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can put focus on it, and people
because the Flash heals quickly, they can kind of
people remember it, and you kind of deal with it or whatever. And like in the Starman book, when Ted Knight fights Dr. Phosphorus, it's all about how he's giving off this energy and this radiation and stuff like that. Like we don't lose track of that at all.
That's good.
Sometimes with a character like Atomic Skull or something, like a character that's like a Superman bad guy, and we forget about it when he's fighting Superman, but sometimes you just see him like standing next to Lex Luthor and you go like, is that good to do because he has this giant like flaming skull.
Sure.
And you're like, that's probably shouldn't be that close to it, right? Like,
Fair, yeah.
but we kind of just go like, no, it's only like when he does a blast or it's, like the logic of the storytelling's different where it's like, yeah, even Firestorm, it's like, yeah, there's like nuclear flames coming off the top of his head, but no one's like, he's not like put on this lead apron when he comes to Justice League meetings. You know what I mean? Like there's this.
Yeah, Justice League is impotent after he shows up.
Yeah, there's this implied thing of just like it's contained to him until he like deliberately does something. Atomic Skull falls into that. Firestorm falls into that. There's a bunch of characters kind of like that. I think a lot of the time it's just it becomes cumbersome to deal with a character like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it's not a conscious thing where it's like, here's a blast of energy, and we deal with that, it becomes cumbersome. So, because then you have to start thinking about that. Like, oh, fuck, Firestorm's coming to the potluck. We gotta, like, take your iodine pills and stay away from the punch. You know, like it becomes unfun. So we sort of just adopt this like understanding that it's a thing you can trigger consciously. And then every once in a while, a creative team will be like, but I want to explore this. And I think what ends up happening is you see a lot more of like, what would this really be like in like an Elseworld story?
Yeah.
Something that's like, on this world, we really thought about it. It's fucked.
Yeah.
You know
it's
what I
not
mean? Like
it's only enough for one story.
Like one of the only characters that I mean, Dr. Phosphorus is one who is largely just radioactive, and we just let him be. Another one is Metallo.
Okay.
He's with Kryptonite Heart, but the thing is, like, does Kryptonite, like, affect humans? Largely, no.
Sure.
But for Metallo, he has that Kryptonite Heart, and, he'll open his chest up, and Superman will be like, oh, no! And then also, like, Metallo can, like, shoot beams and shit like that. Those two are ones where we kind of just keep them as actually radioactive, most of the other ones we don't. So to answer the question, the reason that heroes can kind of go up against them, we're not like over dealing with that, is because of this idea. And because we're doing that, it means that when Firestorm does a blast, it's like if you get hit with the blast, maybe that's radiation power, or you know what I mean? Unless he's doing something where it's like, I'm just making like a light blast or a heat blast. We have all these sort of like logical loopholes where we go, is he just sending like gamma waves at Batman, or is he hitting him with light? Batman gets hit with light. That's fine. So because radiation can mean a lot of things too. Sure. You know what I mean? So we deal with that a few times. Sometimes Batman will have a special suit, or a character will have a special suit. Superman has a special suit to protect him from kryptonite, and that you see that sometimes in the comics and in the animated show and stuff like that. We do think about it occasionally, but you're right in that we largely just like let it go.
Totally.
Speaking
of Superman, will he get souped up from like radiation?
Well, it depends on the type of radiation, right? Sure. We know that he gets his powers from the yellow sun. There have even been stories where they've explored like what do different color suns do to him, or his level of power. Yeah. And for example, in the New 52, in Superman Wonder Woman sort of like brings him to meet the Olympians because they're dating at the time.
Sure.
And Apollo is like this like alien mongrel, blah, 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 blah. Like, oh, the sun gives me powers, blah, blah. I am the sun. And like hits Superman with this big blast or whatever. And Superman's like, are you stupid? He's like, you just gave me all the sun radiation. Yeah. He like decks the shit out of Apollo. So in that case, he was fed the exact radiation that he needs. We've seen other characters like use different kinds. There's red sun radiation that'll neutralize his powers. There's weird kryptonites. There's like all sorts of things that do affect Superman. His body does process radiations differently. But it's not like across the board, like he's next to a nuclear plant, he's stronger. Right?
That's not the same as the sun, right? Like it's not one for one.
No, it's not. I mean, in a nuclear plant, I mean, it's really just a glorified steam turbine.
Sure.
But it just creates so much energy. But that's like That's uranium or plutonium being radioactive. The sun is like a fusion reaction of hydrogen into helium. Like even atomically, they are different. There's different radiations being given off there. So being like, it's not just radiation of any kind helps Superman. You know what I mean?
Fair.
Yeah.
All right. Next question, which means we're leaving Instagram and heading over to Reddit.
Where everyone's nice. No one's ever mean.
Daspel23 asks, which giant character could you defeat in a fight?
Ooh, interesting. Who do you think you could take down?
Is there like a world in which there's like a society of very small people and a giant person is still smaller than me?
Oh, interesting. I see what you're saying. Mm-hmm. There is a society of small people because the Atom got stuck there for a bit. He got stuck at like, 5 centimeters tall or whatever it was. It was after he got de-aged or whatever during 0 Hour. And they sort of made it like kind of like a lost world, like almost like a Scarteris-y kind of adventure where he'd like ride on insects and, like do that, like that kind of shit. So there was like this tribe of like super small people. Yeah. They exist. Theoretically, anyone bigger than them is a giant to them.
Yeah.
But I think for the purposes of the question, you would still have to be at their tiny size.
Yeah.
To fight the giant and have it count as fighting a giant.
No, I don't got a fucking slingshot.
Yeah,
no.
None?
No. I mean, it depends what you consider defeat. Like,
right.
Like, could I like find ways to not have to fight him any longer, or do I have to best him in other forms of combat? Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think the trick is you can't pick a giant character that gets as big as like a building. You can't be like Atom Smasher or Giganta or something like that. Big Barda?
Again, what do we consider defeat?
I mean, that's oh no, I'm losing.
Yeah.
No, but what I mean is you could get like, there's a character that's like large.
Yes.
But you like, hey, listen, all us big folk, bad knees.
That's what I mean. Like,
hit him right in the goddamn knee.
Do I get like, do I get access to weapons? Like, these are important questions.
Sure.
If it's a fisticuffs, no, I'm not a strongman.
Right. Yeah. Fair. I think in general, I probably couldn't.
Yeah.
But there is a part of me that's like, yeah, you could.
Of course you have that.
And you know what? I never questioned that voice.
It's so funny because you're also not willing to push yourself to achieve, but also in your head you're like, because why would I when I know I will win?
Yeah. Why would I push myself when I'm already there?
Yeah. Be nothing.
Yeah.
And then you've already done the impossible.
Be nothing and you've already accomplished the impossible. Yeah. That's pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Let's leave Reddit and head over to the doc scored. You know how that works?
Yes, and I'm ready for it
prepared
as well. Yeah.
In advance. Yeah. With a thing you've never done. And it's a song.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've got a
song at the tip of your fingers.
Yeah.
Music's in your life constantly, so it should be easy.
Yeah, I love music. I've never been quoted on this podcast as saying, I don't care for music.
Yeah.
Doc scored.
Ooh.
Please, Doc scored, don't score my docs.
It's good. You really need to stop listening to that podcast.
No, it's in there. We're going to fuck up some rice.
Hey, burnt rice.
Ruined rice.
It's like infected the way you sing now.
It really has. It's true.
All right. Last question coming to us from Witch Devil Sorcerer.
Hell yeah.
Who asks, in The Boys, people mix the blue super serum with drugs, giving the users enhanced strength and stamina. Has DC ever had super-powered coke? Why not? Why is DC lame?
I know what everyone's thinking. They're thinking about Snowflame right away.
That's real cocaine.
But here's the thing with Snowflame. He gets superpowers from just normal coke.
Straight-ass coke. He's a real Reed.
Hey, easy now.
If
I'm a Pepsi man. No.
And also like a madman.
Yeah. Camel cigarettes.
Yeah, there it is.
What's a good Don Draper thing?
Yeah, I don't think about you at all.
Yeah, they're rolled or whatever his fucking thing is. Now, have we seen people just snort other things, though? Yes.
Okay.
So, for example, almost certainly there's got to be like a Constantine thing where he snorts something magic.
Sure.
We've seen Ultraman from Earth 3 snort kryptonite to give himself power, because that his thing is reversed, where the sun weakens him and kryptonite empowers him.
Yeah.
He was snorting that. That's a thing. There are other drugs that give you power. Some are like actual pharmaceuticals like Miraclo. Some are like street drugs like Venom. There's, you can count the Lazarus Pit. You can count like all. There's Velocity 9, the Speed Force.
Lazarus Pit?
Drug.
You consider a drug?
I mean, I the way Raish uses it.
Sure.
He does kind of like, he's sort of dependent on it.
Do you think if you like did like a transfusion with that, like you could just be like immortal?
Well, I mean, or it would fuck you up the way it fucked up like Mr. Freeze's wife.
Oh, sure.
Where she became Lazara. And she could actually like raise the dead as like a meta power.
Yeah.
It might fuck you up that way or something too, because the Lazarus Pits are like vaguely mystical as well.
Totally. Velocity 9 is a big one. Yeah.
Velocity 9 is a big one. But yeah, I mean, like there are lots of superpowered drugs. Do all of them come down to snorting? No, but I will say that is like visually, something bad's going to happen if someone cracks something, goes,
sure. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Bane. Great example.
I mean, Bane is more fucked up because it's like a tube pumping like liters of liquid into his skull.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's gonna give himself like what do they call it? Like encephaly? Like he's gonna like he's gonna like fucking have an aneurysm or some shit because it's always just like a tube straight into his fucking cerebellum.
It's true. Yeah.
But yeah, like lots of drugs can give powers in DC. There's quite a number of them. Some are pills, some are liquids, some are injections. In the case of cocaine, we think of Snowflame, but he's just taking normal cocaine, and his power is that he actually gets superpowers from that. It's a little bit different.
I'm sure that there are like the 50s characters where it's like they get big because they take the pill of embiggening. And it's like, well, that's just a drug. You're just making it seem like it's medication or something.
Yeah, exactly.
It lasts 24 hours, but he's big the whole time.
Yeah, if you're big for more than 4 hours, you're supposed to go see Dr. Midnight.
Yeah, fucking Dr. Midnight will take it. That's Midnighter.
Well, I mean, we're blending so many things.
Yeah.
Because here's the craziest thing. Dr. Midnight's name is Charles McNider.
Oh my God. All right. Well, that was the last question.
Hey, there you go.
We did it.
This was a happy episode.
Yeah. Rejoice.
Yep.
If you want to send us a question for a future episode, send them wherever you find the Dr. DC online.
Yeah, wherever you find the Dr. DC online.
Yeah, you. Send them to you.
Yeah, find me.
Yeah, find you.
I love that. I mean, I love that.
Yeah, remember, don't look at where he's on TikTok.
Yeah, don't look at what I've been looking at on TikTok.
Talking about embiggening.
A lot of eye contact.
It's a lot of points of view, if you know what I mean. If you want to join our awesome fan community or get even more related content, you can subscribe to our Patreon.
Patreon.com/DrDC. Hit it up. I think they'll catch on.
Yeah, no, it's good.
It's good, yeah. Also, the Tournament of Pandering is happening all month long. Get
true.
those votes in. It's a live-action DC TV show tournament. Yeah. And the winner we'll do an episode about them in July.
And if our Patreon has understandably left you unsatisfied, there's even more content you can find.
But it's good. Sign up.
Yeah. You can subscribe to our other podcast.
Ghostfacers, a Supernatural rewatch. We're talking about Supernatural, monsters and stuff. The show.
Walker.
It's good.
There's other things.
It's good, and it's like this.
If you like this, it's more.
It's more, yeah. If you like, that should be what we put on the Patreon.
Yeah,
if you like this, it's more. Yeah. Which is also our pricing structure.
Yes.
Yeah. If you like this, it's more.
It's more.
Yeah.
Do you like something else? Because that'll be more too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Also,
could you let us know first?
Pretty much everything's more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's certainly not less.
Adios.
Ciao, ciao.
Heroes, they always fight for what is right. Live with danger and adventure, they are men of might.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.